Ciao, I am Emme and she is Effe. Since our paths crossed more than a decade ago, we lived in 2 countries, moved 5 times, and together climbed mountains, sailed several seas, skied wide slopes and flown in hot air balloon, saw splendid cities, surreal deserts and breathtaking peaks. Now, after 2020 lockdowns and thanks to Jarvis, our cool electric ride, we are resolute to e-drive around Europe and bring you viewers with us in our adventures. Today, we are in southern Italy, returning from the excitement of seeing 2 dear friends crown their lifelong dream together in the last video. We hit the road to explore the nearby archaeological park of Paestum. Today the program is to visit the ancient Roman city of Paestum, so, given the Mediterranean temperatures, we need a good breakfast to kickstart the day. Luckily, our bed and breakfast, the excellent Dimora Iannelli, prepared us a rich buffet of typical local products, including buffalo mozzarella, yogurt and buffalo milk, home-baked cakes and bread, sliced meats as well from buffalo, and many other delicious things. A simply unique breakfast.
Tell me, did you know that you would be leaving me just like the wind?
Good morning, it's the next day and I'm going to pay the park of the Paestum archaeological site. And look where we are. Welcome to Paestum. Okay, I paid €1 per hour, so we can now stay here 3 hours. Ciao Effe! It's the day after the wedding and we incredibly survived, even if we are still full of food. And now we are going to visit the archaeological site.
Yeah, I'm putting on some sunscreen because it's really needed. It's 30 degrees outside, and even though there are some clouds, you really need to protect it.
Yeah, the clouds kept us alive yesterday. Okay, let's put the parking ticket there.
Tell me and be honest. Tell me, did you know that you would be leaving me just like the winter snow? Tell me and be honest. Tell me, should I know that you'd be leaving me so painfully quiet and slow? I try my best to move on.
Welcome to the Temple of Neptune. Some say to understand the culture of a place, you need to know its history. Moreover, everybody loves a good story. It captures our imagination, inspires us, motivates and entertains us. History is just another story, with the incredible characteristic to be authentic, to be true. Much of what happened in history is lost, of course, forever forgotten, but objects from the past are still visible today and are like time capsules, storytelling pieces from an ancient past, ready to tell us a story if we look at them carefully.
Just tell me and be honest.
This place, the ancient city of Paestum, about 90 kilometers south of Napoli, is one of those places where you can find countless of these stories. Never a video could make justice to the feeling of stepping into its walls. This place, where 2,500 years ago the seashore used to be, conveys a special feeling right into our soul, an ancient grandeur, a splendor, which one can feel walking, for example, in the Colosseum in Rome, or through the Nation's Gate in Persepolis perhaps. The legend is told that Poseidonia, so this city was called in the time of the Magna Graecia, was founded by the Argonauts, a band of heroes that in Greek mythology went before the Trojan War on a quest to find the Golden Fleece. This city was therefore first founded as a colony, around 600 years before Christ, in reality by Greek colonizers coming from Calabria. The city quickly flourished, and in the 5th century BC, while Athens deposed the last tyrant and Greece was preparing to fight a grueling war against the Persian Empire, here the main buildings of the Acropolis were built, including the splendid 3 ancient Greek temples in the Doric order, which we can still admire today in an excellent state of preservation. I mean, don't know about you, but I have doubts we will look so good after 2,500 years. Welcome to Paestum and to the Temple of Neptune. It seems that this temple was not built for any activities other than host a big statue of the god himself. And there was no celebration and people would not be allowed to go in. It was just the residency of the god. We are definitely lucky that today there are some clouds, like yesterday, to be honest, during the wedding day. And the church of the wedding was right beside the big temple down there. We will see it later. Today we are equally lucky that the temperature is not too high, and it's definitely worth it if you are in this area to visit Paestum, because the archaeological site is not so crowded as other bigger ones and most famous ones, but it's definitely beautiful and worth a visit. There are 3 temples, and then the seaside of the temples there is the whole ruins of the city of Paestum. There are also the city walls, which are Roman age, and on this side both the Greek and then the Romans have lived and prospered, and it was a center of commerce by sea. It's also really huge. I hope the 3 hours of parking will be enough. Okay, now we have an app and we will listen to the app and learn some history. But wait a moment, you may be thinking. We are in southern Italy. We thought we would find Roman cities around here. Well, as modern Western nations know well, colonies tend often to outgrow the colonizers' initial intentions, and the same happened right here in Paestum. It first occurred that the Lucani, an indigenous population, gradually merged with the Greek descendants to make the city further thrive during the 4th century BC. Then, another 100 years went by, and the city joined the blazing rise of the young Roman Republic and changed its name into Paestum. On the Greek agora was back then built a Roman forum. A Roman amphitheater was put in place for gladiators' games and entertainments. The city prospered through the Roman imperial period and as well during the Roman Catholic rule, until the Middle Ages, when it was completely abandoned. The decline of Paestum were probably due to changes in local drainage patterns, leading to swampy malarial conditions, and by continuous raids from the sea by Saracen pirates. What do you say about Paestum, Effe?
I think it's worth a visit, definitely. Bring a hat, bring a giant bottle of water, put your sunscreen on, download their app. If you'd like to have a guided tour with a real guide, you can find them in the park. They have a tag on them, and you can just go nearby and ask to do a guided tour, and they will explain everything you want to know.
We are doing shade hopping from one shade of the tree to another. We are almost to the temple of Athena, which is right there. The city was long forgotten and only redigged out of the ground in the first decades of the 20th century. One curious fact is that during World War II, Paestum was the location of the landing beaches of the US 36th Infantry Division during the Allied invasion of Italy. German forces resisted the landings, causing heavy fighting within and around the town. Combat persisted around the town for 9 days before the Germans withdrew to the north. The Allied forces set then up their Red Cross first aid tents in and around the temples, since the temples were off limits to bombing by both sides. which is the tomb of the founder of the city, but actually
But there's
nobody's
nobody inside. It's a symbol.
It's an empty tomb. It used to be full of offers.
Because you cannot bury anyone inside the city. So that's just a symbol.
It was a golden rule, not to bury
Not to
anybody in the city. A smart rule. The residential part of the city is pretty big. And we are getting melted by the sun. So our visit in Paestum is almost over. What we want to do next is to go to the seaside here near Paestum. Today is the day after the wedding and it's our resting day on our plan. Tomorrow we will board our sailboat to sail for 4 days along the Amalfi Coast and Procida and Ischia Island. We cannot wait to do that, but we want to have 1 day to rest in between. We really enjoyed Paestum. It's an incredible city, 2,500 years old. Thanks to the people of Paestum to preserve it and show it to us today. And definitely worth a visit. Also the food is amazing. Bring water though, it's very hot. Jarvis. Ciao Jarvis. Pew, 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 pew. Tenuta Vannulo, the home of mozzarella di bufala campana. Big expectations. So our plan is to buy some mozzarella or some product from here and then go to the sea, to the beach and eat there and have a refreshing bath into the sea. Let's go. To buy some mozzarella.
Buon appetito! Bufalina! Bufalina! Ciao bufalina! Emma, are you having real ice cream?
This gelato is like the best gelato I've eaten since years, maybe ever. I got pistachio and nut. There's real whole pieces of pistachio and nuts inside. It's made with the milk of the buffalo. It's too good to be true. And this place is amazing. Look at this place.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
The Amalfi Coast at the horizon.
Oh,
The Amalfi Coast is down there. Can you see it? There's some fog, not really visible. And Capri.
fall asleep. Hear the crickets, see the moon. Side to side and through and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but
Now we have the products of Vannulo.
with you and I, the future is bright. Now we got it. We don't need no more.
First impression?
Tangy.
I'm not sure if they will be able to hear something with this wind.
Tangy.
Storm.